Do you like potatoes? Oh, you like potatoes. You like onions? You like garlic? We do too. All right, so what my next project is going to be is building a drying rack. So we grow potatoes and we grow onions and we grow garlic. So we need something at the end of the season that we can basically dry them out, let them cure. If you watch the video from last year, we just have an old screen door that was donated by the previous family to us, and that's basically what we used. It worked fine. I'm just a little afraid. We ended up hanging the garlic because we had a ton of garlic. The potatoes are pretty heavy. That screen's not the strongest thing in the world, so I'm needing something that can hold the weight of all the produce as it comes out of the garden and be able to last for years. So I'm going to be building me a drying table. Basically, I've already got the plans made out on paper and in my head. I'm going to use my fancy, dancy, mancy table that I built here in the shop. Love this table. It is super strong, and I have used it to death. So I'm going to be putting it to more use. And we have our supervisor that you just saw, make sure everything's done correctly and safe. But what we're going to do is we're going to take and put it on this table here and get it around. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the table. I'll just kind of explain what I'm going to do using my fingers because that's what I usually do. I'm going to put a 2x4 here and a 2x4 over here and a 2x4 here and a 2x4 here. And I'm going to make a giant square. If you saw the building of this table, you'll know that I can build a square very well. So that's what we're going to do. And then I have some chicken wire that I'm going to tighten as tight as possible with the help of Mrs. T. Badger. We will get that thing stretched and placed over this giant square. And then I have a pneumatic stapler that I got from Harbor Freight. That I will be using to staple said chicken wire in place. I would recommend, if you plan on building this, to get you an air-driven stapler, because if you saw the videos we posted the year before last or what have you of our strawberry boxes, that's what I used for it, and it almost makes stapling fun. It really does. It's amazing how much faster, stronger you can use that stapler versus trying to do it by hand. And you can put a ton of staples. I mean, a ton of staples in minutes. I mean, it flies by, and you actually put in a lot more staples because it's fun. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my wood cut. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of build the thing because it's not rocket science. And then I think once I get it kind of built, and I'll show you the end product, and I'll explain anything that I had to change or what went wrong when I get to that point. So get to building. Badger. Get the saw. Well, Badger's out of breath. Me and Mrs. T. Badger were a little winded here. This went together very well. It was a little more time demanding or time consuming than I thought, but it turned out really well. What we ended up doing was taking and ripping 2x4s in half, just to save on some wood, and because it would have made it so much heavier if we hadn't. Just the sheer weight of the table. We want this thing to be able to store away when not in use, because the drying time, we'll only be utilizing this table here for a month out of the year, and we don't want this thing in the way and everything. I mean, you don't want to hurt yourself trying to pick this thing up and move it around and what have you. So we kind of changed and did that. I do not have a table saw, and I do not trust myself with a circular saw cutting these 2x4s. So I did it with a little scroll saw, which took a while, but it was much safer, and I kept all 10 of my fingers. So win, and this turned out great. It really did. So we like I said, we ripped two 2x4s. This is full length, so this is 8 foot. This is just a piece of spare, whatever this is, to go in the center, and then used another ripped 2x4 for the head and the tail there. And then I thought that I could get by with just using some steel brackets here to reinforce the frame, but it was just a little too weak. And like I said, I want this thing to be portable, so I just didn't foresee these type of things standing up to any movement or abuse. I just had these laying around and thought, well, this will be a simple, quick, easy way to do it, but it wasn't. But it will help. And then I went and just took a 1x furring strip and just cut it to length and just put it here on the 4 corners, and that really shored it up. And then we got the chicken wire and stapled it all over the place. So there's, I don't know, hundreds of these staples in here, and the chicken wire is 4 foot wide. So that's why this is 4 foot wide. You can stretch it, as you can see. You can pull on this and get it to where it'll overlap in some areas, not so much in other areas, but we tried to keep it as straight as possible, just because we needed to staple it to the wood. But this ended up being really nice. Ended up stapling the centerpiece, just because chicken wire inherently is very weak. Not that we're going to be dancing on it or anything such as that, but you get a whole load of potatoes or something on here, and that can get pretty healthy as far as the weight's concerned. So this thing is a beast. I love it, and this should be really nice. So my plan is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and put it in here, and I'll use this corner. This is where we had the garlic drying last year. If you remember, this same room, we had string going across here, and we had this screen door here. We had our guardian dog here, making sure nobody stole our garlic and potatoes and onions. But otherwise, we had it on chairs. We had a box fan in here, and it worked. It was fine. It was real fortunate that all of it didn't come out, at the same time. We had our garlic, and then our onions, and then our potatoes, vice versa. One of those series happened, but not all at the same time. But we would have been in some trouble if we had to do more than what we had to do last year, and we're planning on doing more this year. So we planted a ton more of the onions and potatoes, not so much on the garlic. We really scaled back our garlic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to frame out here just a ledge of wood here and here. And my thoughts are I can put that drying table in here and only use one leg, just one leg here, because it'll be supported on 2 sides, here and here. And then over on this side, I'm going to just do a little baby section here for this existing screen door, and that'll be for the lightweight, and then this will be for the heavyweight. Or probably what will happen is this will be used all the time. The chicken coop, the chicken wire drying table will be used all the time, and any overflow will be caught on this little thing, because that doesn't make me sleep good at night, knowing there's a lot of weight on that. Anyway, we still plan on hanging our garlic. That was excellent and super fast. I really liked that last year, so we'll probably do that, unless it's even easier, just throw it on the table and forget about it and walk away. But now I gotta come in here and mount my boards so that I can get the drying table done. So let's do that. Come on, Badger. Well, we finished. We finished the project. Got the this is the big one here. What I did was I just simply took and ran some boards along here and along here, and then basically all you need is one leg because it's supported on these two sides already completely. And so just got a little stick here, make sure everything's level, of course, and same with this one. So this is the screen door that we had, and I just did the exact same thing, run here, and you just need a stick to prop up this end. And this turned out real well. Very, very nice. You got this small one here for the lightweight things. It is a screen door, so it's not that, you know, it's not that strong, but it held up last year. And worst case scenario, if it breaks, these are easy to redo. So, or I may actually, I don't know what I'll do. If it ever breaks, I'll cross that bridge then. But yeah, this is really nice. These will store out of the way. You just kick the leg out and drop it down and store it up against the wall. And same with this one. So these are only used for a short time during the year, and then they need to be kind of out of the way. And I like it. It's worked out real well. This one is really sturdy. In fact, I was using it as my work table in here. I mean, it's almost like it's like a bed spring. It's just so sturdy. I mean, that's nice. I might just come in here and start bouncing the thing, like, you know, having fun with it. But anyway, that is the completed drying tables. Again, if you thought this was interesting, or you even question why people do the things they do, we do a lot of that. So click subscribe, like our videos, look out for more content. It'll probably not be as weird as drying tables, but stick with us, and hopefully these things will be full of produce drying out for us to have to enjoy. So anyway, thanks for watching.